Hello and welcome to the Studio77 report for November 2023. We're here giving you the latest updates, announcements and event news from the mayamada universe. I am the mayamada co-founder Nigel.
I am Tazziii, content creator and mayamada's creative director.
And for those that don't yet know, mayamada is a UK-based creative brand that makes comics featuring an all-animal cast of characters. Our brand is set within a television network universe, and each of the manga titles we make tells the story of a different show on the network. We also run the community gaming event Gamepad and deliver creative workshops across the country. As well as that, we have a digital platform and membership called Studio77. There we host shows with different creative professionals from various industries across comics and video games, animation as well. And to hear our discussion on this month's news stories and gain exclusive access to events and mayamada artwork, you can become a Studio77 member. So we were just talking about Tazzii's skepticism on the size of the PlayStation Slim and the finally complete takeover of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft and what that might mean for the quality of their games. We're not sure on both counts, but to see that full discussion, become a Studio77 member, and you can also catch the live report recordings on Twitch each month as well. So let's start, as usual, with this month's industry pro tip. Each month, we like to highlight advice from a creative professional that has come from one of our Studio77 shows, and this month the advice comes from Sensei Tash, who is a content creator in video games, and I interviewed for episode 156 of the podcast. So we had a good chat about just where he's come from, some of the work he's done before games as well, and we got to a place of speaking about your earlier work basically and what that means to look back at your work and not always be happy with it, and how that is a sign of progress. So I was talking about it in the context of like comics and looking back at Samurai Chef, our first comic. Tash was looking at it from a perspective of some choreography because he works in that industry as well. And he had a really good quote, because we were both thinking about past works and like, oh, how could we have made that just because we become better at what we do? But he had this great quote which just stuck with me. So he basically said, we grow. Back then, we thought this was the jerk seasoning, so, we showed them, but that definitely was salt and water. But it's okay, these things happen, and I'm gonna have to use that in, it's pretty good. So it's just that idea of looking back at the time, what you thought was great, that was it. It was jerk seasoning, and then you realized you hadn't seasoned it at all. So, we've broken Tazziii, but Tazziii, what do you think about that key bit of advice?
I feel like the actual phrasing is epic. It's so good. I'm upset that I missed being on that episode. But yeah, I mean, it is true. Like, you look back at your older work and you're like grown so much. I don't think I'm someone that looks back at my work and feels bad about it though.
I do. Not bad, but just like, it's hard for me to look at past work.
So I get we thought it was jerk seasoning, but also I look back and I'm like, damn, I thought I was jerk seasoning, and at that time it tasted great. But then I tasted actual jerk seasoning and realized I didn't know what food tastes like. So I get the sentiment of you've improved in it. It's great if you look back on your work and you're not necessarily completely happy with it. It shows that you've grown. So I actually look back at my work and I'm like, damn, I was so good. It's also good to look back and see where you've come from, and that maybe salt and water wasn't that bad back then.
Yeah, I mean, the right salt and combination, you can make something happen.
And if you only had salt and water and it came out good.
It's a great quote, and we had a really good time talking about just creativity and the life of a content creator. So encourage people to check out that conversation and the other conversations that we have on the podcast.
Should we see what's to come from the mayamada brand and Studio77 members?
Yeah, we've got a lot to come for the rest of this year. So when it comes to the universe and our manga, we have been talking about it for a while, but we are finally ready to put this thing out. So it's the Against All Odds Kickstarter preview that is coming. And by the time you watch this, we'll be available for preview. It's our latest story from the mayamada universe. It will be in preview on the 8th of November, launching later in the month, and it's about Tazziii, basically. So we're starting a new series called Origins, where each of the real-life mayamada team, we've turned them into characters in the universe and are creating a short backstory to show you how they got to the mayamada universe, but make it a story that hopefully resonates along different themes. So Tazzii's story, Against All Odds, will be a reflective and hope-filled manga about pursuing your creative career goals in the face of heavy resistance. So going to be looking forward to putting that together and hopefully having people on board making it happen. So definitely check that out. We'll put a link in the show notes for that as well. Later in November, I will be at Thought Bubble. So my last convention of the year, yes, definitely last convention of the year in Harrogate, which is the north of the UK, and that is on November 11th to 12th. We'll also be doing a workshop, so I'm going to be doing that on the Sunday of the convention from 1:30 and 2:30. So I'm looking forward to that. Always a good crowd at Thought Bubble, and I've done a workshop there before and had a lot of fun with it. So yeah, last one of the year.
But yeah, from Studio77, we've got some of our regular spectacles.
They
Some of them really are spectacles. The less spectacle-ish, I don't know what word fits that sentence, but of them is Nigel's Casual Conversations with Comic Creators. And Nigel talks to different comic creators about the craft of making comics. We have a special episode to celebrate a year of being a Twitch affiliate. Wow, we've been a Twitch affiliate for a year. That's pretty cool. Our guest will be Whip Comics member Lara Callaghan on November the 8th at 7:30 p.m. And we'll be doing a giveaway on the live stream as well. So look out for that. And then we've also got our November games night, where we're going to be playing the newly released Bish Bash Bot Friday the 24th of November at 7 p.m. We're going to be playing it live on Twitch with our Studio77 members. So you can check that out, and you can check out past games nights highlights on YouTube. And we have launched this year's Do I Look Like a Gamer campaign that promotes diversity and inclusion in the video game industry. It is a yearly initiative building on the work that we done last year and continuing to push diversity in games, culture, and industry. So this means we've got our 40 snapshots of players and makers showcase the representation that does exist today and inspire future generations of diverse talent. And we've had a whole schedule of events this year. We have just been at MCM Comic Con, where we had the 40 photos up on display, and we had some activities going along there. It was a lot of fun. Met some really cool people. I met some people that might be interested in participating next month, or people that want to amplify the campaign and do some of the work that we do within schools with workshops as well. So making sure that it's really having an impact and not just something we're talking about. And it was really lovely, like having people come up and be like, I know that person, oh my God, I didn't know that they done that, or wow, that's cool. So it's really, really great being able to play the campaign and then talk to people as well about it. And we also had a panel on the Friday. We were talking about mental health in video game, and which was really great. We had some really great conversations. We had some really great questions. Our panelists were amazing, each bringing different perspectives into the conversation, which is really great. Really awesome event. Unfortunately, we've had to cancel our friends and family video game jam, but we will look to do something next year. Yeah, it's not completely a never thing, but for this year, we have had to unfortunately cancel it due to unforeseen circumstances that cannot be helped and are out of our control. But yeah, we will have our future summit. So on December the 16th, we'll be recapping the year of Do I Look Like a Gamer and looking ahead with a live stream event bringing together video game fans, aspiring professionals, and current professionals from around the world. We'll be discussing the future trends in the industry and calling out on participating for the next year's campaign. It should be a great conversation. So we've got more event announcements to come soon, so stay tuned for news on the campaign and events for the rest of the year. And of course, a massive thank you to Rocksteady Studios sponsoring the campaign and helping us to ensure that we are making events and activities free to participate in. And my voice is not getting a break yet because I need to tell you about our Showrunners program. So if you're a young and aspiring creative professional or you know one, you can check out our Showrunners work experience program. We're making opportunities for young people aged 16 plus to come work with the mayamada team across comic, video games and content creation. We did have some of our showrunners with us on Friday at MCM, as well as some great work that they are doing behind the scenes as well.
We've had feedback either from young people directly that we've worked with, because this is a new program we just started this year. One of the things I really want to see is that not just the young people themselves, but people in industry can hopefully see that given the right opportunity and guidance, young people can bring a lot to the table.
But if you are interested, you can head to mayamada.com/showrunners, or you can email us at hello@mayamada.com to find out more.
And you can become a Studio77 member today to support the work that we do here at Mayamada. You can get involved in games nights, plus see interviews and panel events, as well as get access to manga and artwork in the Mayamada universe. There's a bunch of stuff to get involved in.
Each month, we like to get your thoughts and opinions on the games industry and culture, with the news that Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard has finally gone through. And on that executive leadership shakeup in the works, we want to know if you see this as a positive step for the quality of first-party games from Xbox. So we have some options for you. Yes, I am now expecting Microsoft to release better quality games on Xbox. No, I think the leadership changes won't impact the quality of first-party games from Xbox, or it's too early to tell, but I can see the potential. So you can go ahead and vote on that now, and we'll announce the results in December's Studio77 report. Nigel, what are your thoughts? What are you going for?
So my expectation is that they will release better games. They have to, right? They have to. They spent so much. It's like, to use a football analogy, there's a team, Chelsea, who are now owned by an American billionaire who has spent a lot of money buying a lot of very expensive and very good players, and it just hasn't worked at all. Like, honestly, it is a mess. But you've got to think at some point, these high quality players, it will click. And I feel the same for Xbox. At some point, all this talent that Microsoft has spent a lot of money on, it has to click, right?
Oh, see, like, you bring up football, so I'm going to go with a Ted Lasso, because there's this whole bit where a really expensive player is bought and the team play even worse, because I feel like it's not just about, like, you can't buy teamwork.
That's fair. Yeah, that's what we're seeing. Yeah.
And so, yes, these acquisitions will help you raise the quality of the individuals, but just raising the quality of your individual pieces doesn't necessarily mean that they're all going to, like, synchronize together.
You could be a football pundit, Tazziii. That's some good quality analysis there.
Yeah, you're going to see Tazziii on Match of the Day. No, I'm joking. I would have no idea what to talk about. I just come out with these one. To be fair, I would be Ted Lasso on that. But yeah, I like they spent a lot of money on talent, on getting the high quality pieces. So let's see if they're able to bring those pieces together and then get some synchronicity, that's the word I'm looking for, and create something great. We'll see. Or they might just end up like Chelsea and have loads of expensive players that don't play well together.
I'm doing much.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm on it's too early to tell. I am a pessimist today, aren't I?
Yeah, And yeah, that does it for this month's Studio77 report. Only one more to go for this year. But until we get there, don't forget you can join our Discord and be part of the community. So you can also follow us on Twitch and subscribe here on YouTube so you don't miss another Studio77 report video. So check that out. And you can become a Studio77 member today to support the work that we do here at Mayamada and get exclusive access to manga and events in the Mayamada universe. And last but not least, make sure you check out the Story X Story podcast, where Taz and I have more creator interviews, video game discussions, and deep dives into stories across pop culture. That is all from us for this month, and we will see you again in December. Hi there, I'm Nigel from mayamada. Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the other great videos we have on the channel. You can also check out our universe of manga and characters at mayamada.com. We'll see you soon.